Welcome to SummerZen, week 3, starting another day of a 3-day tile. And we're going to start. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Start to relax, get centered, focus on being in the present moment, letting go of the outcome of what we're going to draw, and just focus on each stroke that we draw. So let's pick up our pencil and put a dot in all 4 corners, taking a breath in and out with each dot. You can be working in a sketchbook or a Zentangle tile, paper tile, which is this 3.5-inch squares, and I'm just using the sketchbook here, little craft book. All right, so now we're going to connect the dots with a border. Let's kind of maybe give it a little wave to it. Doesn't matter what kind of a wave, just focusing on the actual movement. That's what matters, not what it looks like, but just the movement of flowing, turning your tile or your sketchbook to get a comfortable angle. Nice and slow, relaxed. Just like if we go to a dance class, we're not focusing on what we look like, we're focusing on the move of the dance, right? We'll just kind of, if we're going to dance, we might just kind of go in and out like that. Okay. So now we're not going to draw a string, and if you're new, a string divides our border into sections, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to put down our pencil and pick up our pen, and I'm using the Micron 01, but you can use any pen that you like. And we're going to start with the pattern Mooka, M-O-O-K-A, and I'll write that down later. And it'll be in the description of the video. So here's what I mean by Mooka. There's all different versions or types to do Mooka. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of make it wavy, slightly wavy, kind of like a sexy Mooka. And we're going to come around and in. So do that with me first before we move on to the rest of this shape. We're just going to you can start any way you want. I started on this bottom left corner, just kind of in a flowy mood. However, don't try to do it exactly like me. Just kind of give it a nice flow, whatever the pen wants to do. Come around, come through, almost as if you're going to draw this spiral, but we're not going to. We're going to come up, and as we come up, as it starts to curve, we're going to now turn around and go back and aura this line that we just drew. And an aura, it just is just drawing right up next to the shape we just did, giving it kind of a outline. And we're going to keep doing this throughout this tile. So let's turn our tile. And let's do it again. This time maybe a little bit thicker when we aura. So just maybe a different direction, come around any way you like. Give it this loop at the end, come back. I'm going to turn the tile all the way around almost like upside down. And I'm going to make it really wavy, just kind of flowy, and then come around. Make it a little bit thicker this time. Turning our tile again, doing it again any way you'd like. Nice and slow and relaxed. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different now. I'm going to do it holly bow style, right? So I'm going to come out, do the same thing, and then I'm going to touch this one right here. Imagine we're going underneath, never over, and then continue through the other side, and then continue that Mooka, come back, go underneath, turning my tile again. I think I'll do another holly bow. So coming up, going underneath, nice and big. So keep doing that. Keep adding some of these Mookas in. Maybe bring in some nice thin ones. I'm going to come here, do holly bow style. Maybe I'll do a real thin one here. Listen to your inner artist. Do whatever feels good to you. All we're focusing on is drawing these single Mookas. I always suggest to have some nice soft music going on in the background if you'd like. Helps us to relax, calm us down, focusing on each stroke. So now let's pick a couple sections because for the next 2 days we're using this kind of as our string. So we're going to be putting in patterns in the background and filling in these Mookas with something. So let's right now pick a couple small areas like right here. I'll zoom in and we're just going to fill it up with some orbs. Nice and slow and relaxed. I'm going to fill up this whole section with these round-ish shapes. And I like to try to make them different sizes, so maybe a couple small ones, a little bit bigger. But you can, don't even think about it. You can make these any way you like. They can be all the same size or not. And once you finish one section, maybe turn your tile and find another little section. Actually, what I'd like you to do, if you see a real small section like right here, you can either fill it in with orbs or you could actually color that right in. And tomorrow we might be doing some thicker coloring. So if you have a graphic 1 pen or a thicker pen, bring that with you tomorrow. Or you could even use it today. But right now we're just going to work on some small areas. Like here's a small area. I'm just going to fill it in with some orbs. Nice and slow, breathing in and out. And if you're used to drawing your orbs in one direction, like maybe just like I'm doing it counterclockwise, I think I'm going to now reverse the direction and draw them clockwise. Just kind of changing it up a little bit, just to experiment on how that feels. I'm actually going to go right into this section. And then I'm going to turn my tile, find another area someplace else. And I can always block off a section. So maybe, let's say I want to go right here. I can just kind of maybe bring a line right there and just block off that section. That's okay. Reversing direction if you want. Really does feel different. And it makes you slow down a little bit more. And when we do things like that we're not used to, it wakes up the other side of our brain. It opens up neural pathways that helps us with cognitive function. Because we're doing something the brain isn't recognizing. I'm going to turn my tile one more time. And if I catch myself going faster than I need to, I'll just start to slow down, becoming aware of that. Okay, so that's I think enough for today. And tomorrow we will continue working on this with some other cool stuff that I have planned for you. So take another deep breath in and out, and have a nice, relaxing day if you can. See you tomorrow.